I continue tying up loose ends so I can get the car ready for inspection and registration. The car will be on the road for the first time, but the work is far from over. Let me show you something. See this here? This here is a piece of the Porsche air intake system. It's just a piece of plastic connecting to other parts. Nothing but a piece of plastic. There are two of them. This is one, that's good, and this one was broken. So I wanted to get this new part. I thought it was cheap, but do you know how much Porsche part costs? This piece of plastic, $250 for a piece of plastic. So I'm not really keen on paying that amount of money, so here is my solution. I'm gonna 3D print the exact same piece, and it's gonna cost $3. Here is my 3D printed air duct. So before printing the full thing, I did the sizing test. So I print a small piece to see if it's gonna fit the rest of the air intake system, and the test was successful. So I printed the entire thing. This is the original part. This is my 3D printed part. I didn't go into as much detail to replicate every single bit and piece. It's just important that it can fit onto the rest of the components. And here, after mounting, we have original versus the 3D printed. So this one is the original one, and this is the 3D printed one. Now I'm replacing the air shock. This here is the new air shock. So it's got these three nuts at the top. It's got the air hose. It's got the electrical connector, and then at the bottom it's got two big bolts holding it in place. So I removed the wheel. I was able to remove these three bolts at the top. They are somewhere there. I had to remove this engine mount as well, so that is fine. But there were the problems from the bottom side. Okay, so this air hose is easy. I have removed this one bolt here. However, this one cannot be removed because it's been put upside down, so I have to remove this one. Everything has been disconnected. Here is the shock. Now let's see how to take it out of here. It took me a few hours of messing around, but I got it out finally. So this came out barely, but now I need to put that back in, and that's not gonna fit. I will have to take something else out so this can slide back in. I have deflated released the air from the new shock, so I had to use this special tool. This is called a ball joint separator. So once this upper arm is in place, you cannot actually remove it without the use of this press. So this goes here, and you slowly twist on this big nut. So I purchased this tool, and now the thing is out. So now I'm going to be able to put the air shock back into place. Okay, I was able to position the shock roughly where it needs to be. Now, one by one piece, I need to lift it up and put it into its place. There are three bolts at the top of the shock. 1, 2, 3. They are very difficult to reach. One is hiding behind this engine mount, and there is a cable in the middle. So first I'm gonna tighten these 3 bolts. I had to buy a lot of extra tools for this project. For example, to be able to reach this bolt. I connected everything back in place loosely so I can test the system. Here is another tool that I bought just for this. This is an impact wrench so that I can connect the bolts quickly. This one is it's electric, it's not pneumatic, so you don't need to have a compressor. Now I'm gonna get a air compressor, connect to the car and fill it with air and see what happens with this wheel. This is my air compressor. We should be using nitrogen. However, since I don't have nitrogen or any similar gas, I'm gonna just use plain air. Here is my compressor. Here is my connector for the air tank. This is some improvised connector. This is actually for the AC. And the air tank is under the car here. Let's try to find it. Here it is. So I need to hook up this connector, and then in the computer I need to enable the air fill of the system. Okay, I started the car, turned off the jack mode so that the car can level itself. Let's check. Rear, right, good. Front, right, seems to be good. We're gonna maybe need to calibrate the height. Let's check the other side. Rear, left, good. And front, left, good. I think the front is too high. Yeah, probably need to do the calibration. But they are all off the ground. Finally. Okay, I'm at the highest level. Let's see. Yes, it's looking good. It's looking good. Yes. Suspension seems to be finally working. I'm just gonna take the car for a ride around the garage, back and forth, just to test if everything is working. Now I'm gonna be filling the AC with gas. So you can buy this 3 kg canister and the set of gauges that connect to the canister and to the car AC system. So there are 3 hoses. The one goes to the canister and the one goes to the low pressure point in the AC system. The third one will go to the high pressure point, but actually to refill the AC we just needed a low pressure point. So we connect there and we just read the pressure on the gauge. If the pressure is low, you open here, let it climb up. Right now I already filled it to 40 psi, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And once I start the car, I'm gonna check if it's cooling or not. I have connected the temperature gauge. So the starting temperature was 31 inside the car. Now it's slowly starting to cool down. I think it will take some time to build up the pressure. So from 31 it's going down to 25. I think it needs to be 11 in the end. Okay, now we are at 20. Slowly going down. 15.6. I started at 31. So definitely the AC is working. Still going down. Yeah, I think this is okay. And yeah, it's pretty cold in here. Okay, the AC is under 11 C, so I think this is good. So the AC is functioning properly. The next step is the cable that opens the hood. So here under the dash there is a lever. Once you pull the lever, the hood pops open. The cable goes all the way through here and connects to the hood. So that cable has snapped. So I had to remove this fender and the bumper in order to get access. And from the interior, I had to remove these panels. And the cable is, it should be around here somewhere. I have connected the cable. And now we're gonna test it. So I'm gonna push on the locking pin here. Okay, so that has locked the hood latch. Now I'm gonna go inside the car and try to pull on the mechanism. And that opens it. Let me also test with the hood. So I'm gonna close the hood, lock it into place, and now let's try to open it. Now it's time to put back the trim here, but first I'm gonna clean up a bit of this dust and sand. Okay, the trim is back in place. I tested, and this is opening the hood properly. Okay, now it is time to work on panel alignment. So I have roughly positioned everything in place. Now I need to adjust all the lines. As you can see, none of them are really fitting properly. So the hood, the bumper, the fenders, they need to be better aligned. It's morning, early morning, and the car is ready to go for testing. First ride in the GTS Cayenne. I just registered the car, and I need to get home from the testing center. Hopefully everything will be fine. I need to arrange this here alcantara cover. It has been pre-cut to fit the dashboard, and then the edges wrap under the trim. So it has a glue on one side. First you clean this surface, and then very carefully need to position and glue the alcantara and go from this side towards that side until it's finished. So let's get started. So what I'm doing here, I'm unwrapping a piece by piece and then positioning one piece by piece here. Later we're gonna have to fit under the trim. I need to make sure that I leave some gap so it can be wrapped under the trim. So I'm starting with this side. It's looking good. So this is how I'm doing it. I have these two plastic tools. I move the trim a little bit, and then I push the alcantara under the trim. Actually it looks really good. Just need to finish everything. It's gonna be a lot of trimming. Okay, I am progressing to the middle here. I got to this point. Now I'm gonna move around, and I need to get to this edge. After a few hours of messing around with the plastic bits, I have managed to adjust the cover of the dashboard so the color matches the color of my car. This is the leather, this is the factory leather, and this is the alcantara, and this is the factory alcantara, and they are not exactly the same color, but they are matching shade. In the next episode, things start to get interesting. It is time to wrap the car. Please support me in making these videos. Like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.